with that, we welcome you into the Notre Dame press conference. Just those few reminders. I know you guys have been with us throughout the week, but just to silence your phones. Photographs are allowed, but just no flash photography. Say your name and media affiliation prior to any question, and just use the raise your hand function on Zoom. We'll get to Zoom questions after we get to in-person questions. And in terms of in-person questions, we're going to be doing 2 in person before we move on to the next, but we can always recycle back around towards the end, okay? And we are joined by a couple of student athletes from Notre Dame in Hannah Hidalgo and Sonia Citron. Thank you so much to you two for joining us again.
Thank you.
And with that, we can open things up to questions. And start right here in the front.
Good morning, or no, good afternoon. Maggie Hendricks with Yahoo Sports. I'm wondering on games when you're in a tournament situation, whether it's ACC or this, do you guys have any, whether they're personal or team, traditions, superstitions, anything you do like that to kind of move from one game to the other?
I mean, obviously we paint our nails green for the tournament, and then I don't think we have different traditions for the tournament or like ACC tournament. I think we have traditions that we do every single game, but that's like year long, so that's not really like, it doesn't change per se.
So what are some of the things you do?
I think so. After the 32 mark, we all hype up Kylie and she dances, and then we have to like high five each other, pass it back as we run into the locker room, and then like in our huddle before we come back out, we all say like what we want to do like personally this game, or like what we're gonna do, so like things like that. But that's every game.
Yeah, anything to add? Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kurt Rallo, Associated Press. Sonia, your shooting you've had some really nice numbers, probably the last 6, 7 games. Was there anything you did in particular, any adjustments you made, or, can you talk about how your shooting's really been impressive lately?
Well, thank you. But I would say, I mean, I did what I always do, and I got shots up in the gym and just kept getting those reps. And then I think the biggest change was in my mentality, just trying to be confident and know that even if I don't make one, the next one is going in. So I think the biggest change for me was just my mentality and being confident, because when I play confident, that's when I play my best. So.
Hannah, Michigan likes a 5-guard offense a lot of, or 5-guard lineup a lot of times, fast pace. Does that play into your skill set? Do you enjoy that? What are the challenges of facing that kind of a scheme?
Yeah, well, we know kind of Michigan's kind of scheme, and that they play a 5-guard game for 40 minutes. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to play other top guards. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fast-paced, which not only me but my whole team loves to be able to play fast, and so it's going to be an exciting game.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive effort yesterday? 18 steals, and I think the points off of turnovers were like 38-5.
Yeah, I think just like the carryover from practice, I mean, it's been all defensive focus, so we've been having to get stops in order to move on to the next drill, and so just being able to carry that over from practicing against the men to now playing against the women, having to get stops in order to go out and score, and I think it's just a testament to the work that we've put in.
Sonia, does the strategy change when you play a 5-guard lineup? Are you guys looking to take advantage of size inside, or are you just looking to, hey, let's get out and run with these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, depending on every team we play, there is a different strategy based on what they have and how we match up with them. I think we're still going to play our game. We still want to play fast. We want to play in transition, but they're definitely, I think we do have an advantage on the inside with Kate, Maddie, Liza, Leah too. So I think, I mean, with a team that plays 5 guards, there's definitely, I mean, we're going to look to go inside but still play our game. So.
Jordan Klein, the Michigan Daily. Silas Soares for Michigan has had a great freshman year this year, one of their top scorers, and also yesterday was really active on the defensive end in the glass. How are you guys preparing for that matchup on both sides of the ball?
Well, we know they have a lot of good guards. They have another freshman guard, Olsen. Yeah, so I think it's just locking into personnel. We're going to go over personnel today, but we've watched them, we scouted them, and so I think it's just locking into each other, kind of playing the same aggressive, kind of up pace, very physical, how we played last game. And I think that's just the mentality She hasn't been in this position before, so as a freshman, it's like, okay, how do you make her feel as uncomfortable with it being March Madness? And so I kind of think that that's our scheme, to just be as physical as possible with them. But again, we worked on it, and then we're trusting in each other to be able to kind of force her into the drive, then have the rotation there. So we're just trusting in each other with that.
Yeah, and I know you touched on that experience piece a little bit. You guys, ton of upperclassmen, a lot of experience in this tournament, whereas Michigan's starting the 3 freshmen and also 2 transfers in the rotation who don't have experience on this stage. What advantage do you think that experience gives you, and how do you plan to take advantage of that tomorrow?
Yeah, I think experience is really important, not even just with Sonia and Liv and Maddie, but also Liza and Leah too. Like, they all have a lot of experience in playing in the March Madness. And I know for me as a freshman playing last year, it was hard not having that experience, but they're great guards, so it's not going to take away from their game. But I think experience is still important when you know the physicality of the game and you know how fast-paced it is.
And then less than 48 hours between games for you guys. What does the recovery process from yesterday look like? And then to quickly get into the preparation for Michigan tomorrow.
Yeah, I think just for yesterday, just soaking in and embracing yesterday's moment, just thanking God for the win, but also now it's a new day. That win is over, and so just focusing on the task ahead. Just a lot of rest, a lot of sleep, massages, just making sure we're stretching, and that's a big piece. Kind of in our lift session, it was a lot of recovery and activation stuff, and so that's important. A lot of band stretches, so it's important to take care of our body because these are quick turnarounds. We play tomorrow, so.
I guess kind of 2 quick questions. Elena Levi, Michigan Daily. You mentioned being prepared for their 5-guard lineup. Does that strategy change if they were to put their center Yulia Grabaskaya in?
Yeah, of course. It's knowing personnel, knowing if they put a taller player in there, that just being able to kind of read and adjust. Coach Ivey, we trust in her substitution lineup, and so she's going to put in the people that she thinks should be out there, and so we kind of go based off personnel. Coach Ivey does a great job of substitution.
Yeah, and then yesterday you guys had a great game, 100 points. That kind of momentum, bringing it into Michigan, do you think that helps?
Yeah, absolutely. I think yesterday was a great game for us just to build our confidence. I mean, I know things got a little rocky at the end of the regular season, but I think that was a great game just to kind of get back into our rhythm and our flow and just to play together again. And yeah, definitely just built our confidence. So.
Pete Sampson with The Athletic for Hannah. I was interested, the lessons that you got out of the way the season ended, whether you wanted to have that lesson or not. What was a positive that you could take out of the way that the season sort of ended with the ACC tournament loss?
Yeah, of course it was unfortunate. Kind of just the talent that we had, we kind of underachieved there towards the end. But I think kind of the lesson is that we need to get back to the basics. We went on a 19-game win streak, and so it's how do we get back to that as a team? How do we get back to that swag that we were playing with, that joy, that excitement, and playing for each other, not just for ourselves? And, we were super blessed to have another opportunity to play in March Madness because not a lot of teams get that opportunity. So, we kind of learned from the losses, and then we were back in the lab, back to working on ball screen defense, back to working on rotation. And so, those losses, it helped us realize where our weaknesses are, and now we were able to get back into the gym and work on those weaknesses so that we can wreck them.
Sort of both of you, I was interested how Coach Ivey handled that kind of moment, because there's coaches, somewhere they get real hard on you, but also, some will try to build you up, some try to do both. How did sort of she manage that moment to sort of kind of rewire you in a good way?
Yeah, I mean, I think her biggest thing was it's time to get better. We had a week and a half of practices, and like Hannah said, we kind of saw what our weaknesses were. So there wasn't a lot of talking. There was just a lot of doing. There was a lot of, we're going to do this drill because we need to work on this and things like that. So I think Coach Ivey was just definitely put us to work, definitely challenged us, and I think we responded to that challenge, and that's what has made us better, and that's why we're ready for March. So.
Kurt Rollo, AP. Hannah, I don't know Olivia's status for tomorrow, but when she's not on the court at any point during the season or in the future, how do your responsibilities change?
Yeah, I think it's me taking that point guard role, and so it's a little bit different. When I'm playing the two, it's like score first mentality, and now when I'm the one, it's like, how do I get my teammates involved now? So when I'm coming off the ball screen, how do I draw the defender and kick out? How do I get Sonia or Maddie going? And so it's a little different than when I'm playing the two and it's like a score first. Now it's like me, I'm handling the ball. I have to get everyone involved. I have to make sure I'm handling the ball right, calling the right plays, looking for the hot hand. And so, it's tough when Liv is not on the floor because she takes a lot of the pressure off just being the main ball handler. But we've played without her before. She's doing well. So if she doesn't play, we've been in this situation before, and it's just a matter of trusting in each other and playing for her if she's out.
Any other questions for our student athletes? Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Notre Dame head coach Niele Ivey. Coach, do you want to get started with an opening statement before we get to questions?
Sure. Excited, again, very pleased with our win yesterday. Excited to get this matchup tomorrow versus Michigan, and ready to start the preparation practice very soon.
Okay. Our questions in the front?
Kurt Rallo, South Bend Tribune. Can we get the update on Olivia, her status for tomorrow?
Right. She is with our trainer, and she's going to let me know as soon as I get down on the court. But did a lot of treatment last night. Olivia says she feels pretty good.
Okay. How do people's roles change if Olivia isn't on the court for you? Where do you get those rebounds, that three-point shooting, that transition, the assists?
Yeah, everybody has to step up and do a little bit more. We've had shorter numbers early in the season, have had to manage this a little bit the last 3 years. So just it requires everybody to do a little bit more. And everybody is focused on making sure that whatever's necessary for this team to help us to accomplish our goals, that they're going to step up and do it.
What does it say about your team, your depth, that you can plan to attack the way you usually do without such a prolific player?
Yeah, I have very versatile guards. I have guards that have that experience, and Sonia had to run the point 2 years ago, so it would be point guard by committee if we need it to be. Our forwards do a great job of handling pressure. So again, it's going to require everybody to do a little bit more.
Michigan, the five-guard lineup at times,
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that brings a smile to your face? Because you guys want to be, you love that guard action? Yeah,
I think we're prepared. We've had multiple matchups this season with 4 guards lineups. 5-guard Cal played 5-guard lineup, so we're very prepared for that. If that's the case, that Michigan decides to start to have that rotation in, we just have to adjust. And I've been working with our forwards, or we have been working our forwards all season with defending on the perimeter and things like that. So we'll be prepared.
Hi, Alina Levine, Michigan Daily. Your guys' starting lineup is composed of a lot of veteran experience, whereas Michigan starts 3 freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your guys' experience gives you at all an edge?
I think Michigan's guards, no matter if they're freshmen or not, they're playing great basketball. They have freshman of the year and Olivia Olson. So I'm always leaning on my vets for experience, and I think this game is going to allow everyone to emerge, no matter what class you're in.
Yeah, and then Michigan typically starts that 5-guard lineup, but if they were to throw in their center, Yulia Gravaskaya, how does your guys' approach shift, if at all?
Yeah, we're going to adjust to whatever we see, whatever type of matchups that we see. So in lineups, and again, I have versatile posts that can also defend on the perimeter or do a great job of trying to defending on the block. So we're just going to adjust to whatever Michigan throws at us.
Jordan Klein, the Michigan Daily. Coach, you guys like to push the pace, get out and run, as well as Michigan does.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys looking to stick to that pace, stick to your bread and butter tomorrow, or maybe slow things down to try and throw Michigan out of rhythm?
Yeah, well, just our identity is pushing pace, so not going to change anything for the game. I always feel like the game dictates what we do, but we definitely like to get out and run, and we're going to continue doing that.
And I know you mentioned Olsen and Swords, great years from the two of them. How are you
Yes.
guys preparing for those matchups?
Yeah, I'm just excited. We've gone against a lot of dynamic guards this season, especially in the ACC. You have to do a great job of being there on the catch. They both are 3-level scorers and playing with a ton of confidence. So we have to do a great job with individual pride and try to take them out of what they want to do.
And Swords in particular, very good scorer, but also active on the defensive end and
Yes.
the glass. How are you preparing for her, not just as a scorer, but a rebounder and a defender?
Yeah, I think she's a big piece of their success. She does it all. You know, she's a utility player, like you mentioned. She's leading them in offensive rebound, leading them in rebounding. So she does a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet. She plays so hard. She's got a lot of experience, even just with international experience. And again, she's a player that does a lot for them. So we have to match her intensity. We have to make sure that we keep a body on her and try to contain her as much as we can.
Hi, Sam Gibson, Michigan Daily. Michigan has struggled against like dynamic forwards or sort of like mobile bigs. I think of like Maddie Westbeld and Lealty King as people that could cause problems for Michigan. How crucial do you see their roles being in tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I think everybody's role is going to be big tomorrow. We're going to rely on everybody. It depends on we're type of team that we have multiple scoring weapons, and you know each game somebody else emerges, or each game somebody else steps up for us. And those two are two forwards that I really rely on. So I'm expecting them to come in and make immediate impact in the game, defensively or offensively, and you know just want them to play with confidence.
Is that 5 position something that you've noticed in the scout as being a place you guys could take advantage of, or not really?
I feel like I'm always trying to dominate in the paint. You know, I think I have, again, versatile scorers that can also face up. Liza Carlin can face up. She can shoot the 3, but she also goes down low. And Kate Koval, she does a great job with her presence. So I want to be able to utilize our post play at all times.
Pete Sampson with The Athletic. Was it just sort of the way the season ended, even though those are lessons the players maybe didn't want to absorb it as they're going through them? What were the big benefits of it? Like, what's the positive you guys were able to find as a staff to sort of spin it forward?
Yeah, just trying to lock on the things that we need to focus on as far as like our weaknesses. We got a chance to really, it kind of put a mirror to the things that we needed to fix. And I think sometimes winning covers things up. So we got an opportunity to really work on our defense, work on our offensive spacing, things like that. Got back to work after ACC conference tournament and got back to those details. And I think I always feel like there's always lessons and losses. And so as hard as it was, I feel like we definitely came out on the other side as far as getting better and just focusing on being sharper.
And as that process is unfolding, as a head coach, I mean, did you feel something like that coming on?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, no. Okay.
Yeah, you never know. I feel like we had a really tough stretch at the end. We were on the road at Miami, at NC State, Florida State. You know, so we had a lot of tough games towards the end, and I knew the end of the regular season was going to be very challenging. So mentally was preparing for that, but also like you know, every game you get everybody's best game, and that was something that we did receive, but also I just don't feel like we didn't play to our standard the last couple of weeks and learned really tough lessons because of that.
And I was interested like how you process that in the locker room immediately afterwards, like take some time to sort of get it, I don't know, like process it, get it together, you know, say what you had to say. Like
yes.
how do you deal with that in sort of the real-time moments post-games?
Yeah, I usually sit with our coaching staff and try to kind of fine-tune things. You know, we obviously have a lot of observation with the game, so we connect, talk about it. So we take a little bit of time kind of gathering my thoughts on things that we need to discuss. Then I bring that into the team, have our discussion, have our follow-up, and then mostly have meetings, you know, with film and stuff afterwards. But it takes a little bit of time to kind of process the areas that we need to discuss. Thanks.
So with, Maggie Hendricks, Yahoo Sports, with a tournament like this, when you have games very close to each other,
yes.
or especially the ACC tournament, are there any traditions, superstitions? The girls were telling me about the nail polish, but is there anything that you guys do as a coaching staff or as a team to kind of come together?
We usually have just a really good routine. It's something that, you know, we've established for a decade, really, even since I've been an assistant coach. And our trainer has been with us for 2 decades. So we kind of know that routine of what we need to do as far as recovery. We always have our set schedule, and we try to follow with that. So that's really the only thing. Besides the green nails, that's mostly just an NCAA tournament tradition at Notre Dame. But I'm really big on structure and routine, and we try to make sure that we follow through with that to make sure that we're trying to keep our team fresh and the schedule is set so they know exactly what to expect.
Is there a play? Do you guys go together to get your nails done, or do you just all know this is the green color we're doing?
No, I had we do like the team does something separate, and then I do something for my staff. Yes.
Any other questions for Coach Ivey? Yeah, in front.
What do you see in Natalie Achanwa that makes you think, wow, she's got it to be a head coach either at the college level or Team Canada?
Yeah, I've always knowing Nat, she is just very high IQ, very passionate, very detail-oriented, and she's a great teacher, great mentor. And again, she's in the beginning stages of her collegiate career, but just even as a leader, one of our captains, she was the most vocal on the court. She has that confidence. She's always had that as a player. So I always felt like she was somebody that can really make a very immediate impact in coaching. And then she has such great experience, international, Olympian, Notre Dame, and WNBA. So she has all those experiences. And again, she has that passion and love for the game. And I think she's going to be a great teacher. And I'm excited for her because that's something that she actually really wanted to do, to get into after she retired. And seeing her in the Olympics this summer and then having this opportunity to work on the Michigan staff, I was really happy for her.
More on Natalie, just given the volume of games she's played in this building and her number
Yes.
hanging up in the rafters, what do you
Yes.
think it's going to be like to see her on the other side tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I saw her a little bit yesterday playing against Iowa State, so I think it's an adjustment for her usually when you're coming back to your alma mater. But I know she is probably bittersweet for her coming back here, having to compete against us. But she's the ultimate person, and we all love her. No matter what jersey or uniform she has on, what school she represents, she'll always be part of the Notre Dame family.
Any other questions? Thank you, Coach Ivey.
Thank you.